What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about a statement that is a huge pet peeve of mine. You'll never be able to recover from anxiety. Go ahead and smash the like button down below if you're ready to kick anxiety in the butt, and leave me a comment. Let me know if you've ever been told this by a professional, like whether it be a doctor, a therapist, a coach, maybe a friend, a family member, or you've seen it in a video or an article. And then another pet peeve of mine is this coming up constantly in forums and Facebook groups. I know whenever I see this statement pop up in my Facebook groups, I'm sure to delete it as quickly as possible because I know how damaging that can be, okay? So let me know down below in the comment section, have you ever been told this by somebody or you've seen it somewhere? Okay? Now remember, guys, if you're serious about anxiety recovery, it's something that you do see possible and you do want to attain that. Remember, I have a course, Elite Anxiety Boot Camp, and only for those of you that are really serious about this, are ready to take this step by step. It's my blueprint on how I personally overcame anxiety. And yes, I am fully 100% recovered from anxiety disorders, okay? So check that out, link in the description, first pinned comment. Bootcamp 20 will save you $20. Now, first of all, let me go ahead and let you know, most of you do know, but if you're new here, I'm not a licensed mental health professional, so I can't diagnose, I can't really encourage or discourage medication or any of that. I'm a life coach, so I come from experience. I dealt with this for 5 years, and yes, I was fully able to recover. Now, the first component of this that I want to talk about, as far as recovering from anxiety, fully recovering, I'm talking about recovering from an anxiety disorder. You have to meet a certain criteria to have an anxiety disorder. I don't meet those criteria anymore, so therefore I consider myself fully 100% recovered. So I think some people may say this from a good place, but they're wording it wrong. You will always have a little bit of anxiety, okay? Even me, I don't have anxiety disorder anymore, but there are times when life gets hard that my anxiety can elevate a little bit. Now, I don't have symptoms, I don't have panic attacks or anything like that. It's usually some negative thinking, right? I just feel naturally anxious, but I don't have the disorder, right? And you also have to understand, guys, that some anxiety is necessary for you to just live and to succeed and to thrive. There needs to be a little bit of that, right? To keep you going. So when it comes to that, I think some people say this and they mean that, but they're wording it really badly, okay? So I think some people have good intentions when they say this. But then there's a group of people that don't necessarily have good intentions, okay? And these are people, and I see this in the Facebook groups all the time, just because they've suffered for years, and maybe, just maybe, it isn't possible for them to recover. Maybe, I think for a lot of these individuals, it is still possible for them to recover. But since they haven't done it or haven't stuck with anything or haven't been consistent, they want other people to feel like they're in the same boat, right? That you can keep trying, you can keep doing this and doing that, but look, once you get it, you always have it. And I hate that. That is a huge pet peeve. Now, personally, do I think everybody that has anxiety disorders is going to fully 100% recover? I don't think every single person will. Do I think there's a lot of people out there that have the potential to recover, but they've thrown in the towel and they're satisfied with managing? 100%. 100%. But I never guarantee anybody 100% recovery. I don't know how deep your trauma is, how complex it is. I don't know what you've been through on a personal level, so I can't just sit up here and guarantee that every single person out there will recover. What I can say is that mine was terrible. Mine was freaking terrible. So there might be a little bit of biased opinion here because I had it super freaking bad, and yet I was still able to fully overcome it. That's why I made this channel, or that's why lately I've been huge on helping people with anxiety. That's why I do the life coaching thing, because I have a ton of hope and experience with fully overcoming anxiety. And I want all of you to want that, okay? But if you've ever told somebody this just because you haven't fully overcame this, stop doing it. Because there's a lot of people that are hearing you and listening to you that do have the potential to fully overcome anxiety. And it breaks my heart because I think about me. And personally, I was never told by anybody that I was never going to fully overcome anxiety. Sure, there were a few articles that said it, and that was disheartening. But it hits differently when somebody going through it or a professional tells you, especially meeting you the first time. I'm all for therapy and everything. I promote it on this channel, and I want you to have a life coach and a therapist. But, I think that dynamic is important. But do I think some of these people are signing people up to manage their anxiety for the rest of your life the first time they meet them? Yes, I do. I firmly believe it. I coach a lot of people where their very first appointment with somebody, they were told, look, this is something that you're probably going to just have. You're going to have to manage it. Take this, take that. And that I do not agree with. I feel like there's no way that you can know a person, know how hard they're going to work, and see progress within the first day. You know what I mean? So that's very, very damaging. So if you've heard this, guys, and you have hopes of recovering from anxiety, ignore it. That's just coming from me. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I just come from experience, because this is also my belief. If you don't believe that you will fully overcome it, why would you? Why would you, right? How could you? You have to tell your subconscious that you will recover every single day for it to be possible. If you just say, I'm going to manage and do this, then sure, is management possible? Yeah, especially if you're saying it over and over again and doing the right things. Managing anxiety, anybody can do that. But when it comes to fully overcoming anxiety, you have to be 110% that you will recover. And that's the attitude that I took into recovery. Now, I didn't care how long it was going to take, none of that. I knew, though, that one day I would be done with this. I knew one day I would have my last panic attack. Okay? And I haven't had one in years. Years. Well over 5 years. And I think that that's incredible. So, whenever I hear this, I get angry. I get angry. Not because I believe every single person can fully recover from anxiety, but I think about the people that can, that hear it, and they're like, they accept that, and they're like, well, shit, you know? Like, I guess this is my new life, right? This is my new life. And then I think about, what if I heard that? What if I went to a therapist and they told me that? What if I had a coach and they told me that? What if I saw this over and over again in the forums? Would that have changed my recovery chances? And maybe it would have, because I was wired to negativity, right? I was wired to negativity. So just like Googling something, a symptom, and thinking you have that disease, these people are very vulnerable. So whenever they hear things like this, they have a tendency to believe it and accept it. Well, yeah, I'm never going to fully overcome. This is why it's so damn hard. This is why it takes so long. I'm just one of those that's never going to be able to recover. And then it basically makes recovery impossible, you know, once you develop that mindset. So guys, I just want to share a pet peeve, and to also let those of you that have told other people this, stop saying this. You don't know what they're about. You don't know how deep their anxiety runs. You don't know if they could put some things together and be consistent and change some things and grow from this experience. You don't know if they won't recover. Stop discouraging. And like I said, I think a lot of people that say this, aside from like professionals, I think, because I still think professionals are trying to have good intentions, right? Trying, at least, hopefully. But the people that have dealt with anxiety, a lot of these people are angry that they haven't been able to overcome it. And that's why I think my channel is huge, because I'm not getting up here and lying to you guys. I do not have anxiety disorders anymore. I fully overcame it. And I've coached a lot of people. Very few of them, out of hundreds, have I thought, man, their anxiety kind of sounds almost as bad as mine. Most of the people that I've coached, their anxiety from what they've described was not as severe as mine. And I overcame that. So I'm just here to spread hope and positivity. And if you want to recover from anxiety, you have to believe that you can. So even if there's technically no chance that you can, you still have to take, your chances, and you have to be optimistic if you really want to get there. Right? And like I said, for those people that can't fully 100% recover, maybe because their trauma is really deep, right? Maybe they have PTSD, complex PTSD, things like that. Managing anxiety will still make your life a lot higher in quality, and a lot of you can be really, really happy. Like I said, I'm not totally against medication or anything. I just believe that there's a lot of people that are on medication that don't necessarily have to be. And I'm not speaking to you directly. I'm just saying in a broad spectrum. In a broad spectrum. So hopefully, guys, you're not telling other people this, and hopefully you're not listening to other people whenever they say this, especially if you want to overcome anxiety. It's very negative, very discouraging. I hate it. I delete these comments immediately, and sometimes delete these people out of my groups, because these people are wired to negativity, and they're getting told, from somebody that doesn't even know them, that you might as well just throw in the towel, and you're just going to manage this for the rest of your life. So a little bit of a different video today. I don't know. I was thinking about that today. I saw it the other day in one of my groups, and I made a note then. I was like, I need to make a video about this. And sure, am I slightly biased, I guess, saying some of these things? Yes. You know what I mean? But like I said, I had it super freaking bad. Super freaking bad. And I know there's people out there that don't have it as bad as I did, that have already thrown in the towel and they're just like, I'm just going to settle with this. Managing is totally different from fully overcoming. Fully overcoming is facing the fears, right? Or fully transforming your life so your subconscious is at peace. And it takes a lot of effort, a lot of hard work, consistency, strategy, patience. Some of you have thrown in the towel and think you only can manage your recovery because you have that last 20% that you can't get rid of. And I'll tell you, a lot of you have that last 20% to get rid of because you're still wondering how long it's going to take for it to fully go away. Just that thought alone can hold you back from full recovery because there's a sense of doubt and negativity there, right? You write your own story, right? You're in control more than you think you are. You have to tell your subconscious that things are possible for it to be possible. But hopefully this video touched some of your hearts. Hopefully some of you that have been told that have a different outlook now. At least I hope and pray. But guys, I want you to recover. I want you to. I did it. I wasn't the strongest of people. I didn't have a therapist. I didn't have a coach. I did everything the natural way. I'm not saying that medication can't help some people, especially with momentum and stuff, if you're wanting to recover. But I didn't use that, and I fully overcame this. So there's some of you out there that are watching that have thrown the towel and you just accept management. I strongly encourage you to make another run at this and try delivering these positive affirmations that you will recover to your subconscious all throughout the day. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, and that's the critical thing right there. How long? There needs to be no timetable on recovery. You know, I mentioned this in my course a few times. No timetable on recovery. It has to be natural. It takes time to rewire. It's a slow process if you want to fully recover for good like I have. It's not a quick fix. It's not a switch that you're looking for in a dark room. It's not that. Okay? So hopefully this encourages some of you. Again, hopefully I was sensitive with everything that I was saying. I always get nervous when I talk about like full recovery and, you know, things like that, you know, about what my audience is going to think. But, you know, I just wanted to give my opinion and kind of share with you a pet peeve that bothers me. But guys, again, I encourage you to check out that course if you're serious about recovery. And why I say serious is because you don't ever need to buy a course or, you know, do coaching with somebody and just think that there's one little tiny thing in their coaching or their course or even the books, guys. One tiny thing that's just going to do, bam, it's a collection of things. And that's why I made this course extensive, and that's why I made it step by step. And I even encourage you in the orientation module on that course to take this course slower, to work the steps. It takes time to rewire. And I think this course is going to help so many people accomplish that. It's already helping a lot of people. So again, that's in the description in the first spin comment. Bootcamp 20 saves $20. So guys, please like this video if you got value. Please like it. And if you've made it this far, you probably want to recover from anxiety. So let's do a positive affirmation in all caps down below in the description. I want you to put, I can recover from anxiety. I can recover from anxiety. And if you truly mean it with all your heart, start saying that multiple times throughout the day. Sometimes we have good intentions, we're just not consistent enough, or we don't do it as often. If the momentum of your subconscious is negative, how do we change that? The subconscious is 95%, the conscious mind's 5%. You have to do a hell of a lot more positive things from a conscious standpoint to get your subconscious out of negativity, anxiety, and fear. Excuse me. So guys, I challenge you to start doing that. So leave me a comment down below if that's something that you think is possible. I can recover from anxiety. If you're new here, guys, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get updates when I put these videos out. If you're ever interested in any one-on-one coaching, which is still something that I offer, if you are interested in therapy, and please don't take this as a knock at therapy. Therapy is great. Therapy is great. I can't diagnose. I can't help with medication, and they went to school for this, so there's some textbook things, like they can give you tools and stuff, okay? But I think it's important to have a life coach. I won't shy away from that at all. Life coaching is amazing, and taking courses from life coaching, like the course I offer, is amazing because it comes from somebody that has experience, has been there and done that. I can sympathize with you in a certain way that other people can't, okay? And I think that that's what's very, very important. I won't shy away from saying that. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of what I do. A lot of people actually try to make me feel like crap for doing this when I don't have a degree. No, I only dealt with it for years, was in hell basically, and overcame it fully 100%. So that's why I do what I do. But I love you all so very much. Description below has all those resources, some other tips, free Facebook groups, my social media. Join all those things. And until next time, guys, keep fighting.